It's chest day. I don't typically prefer chest. I mean, it's usually like on my second ranking for like favorite muscle groups to work out, but I'm actually pretty excited for today. We're doing chest, a little push day, shoulders and triceps as well. Also, I did want to mention, I think we're done with the cut already. It's only been about 2 months of cutting, but I feel like I've reached an adequate amount of body fat percentage and muscular size and growth. Again, you don't want to go any lower than 15% body fat if you're not planning on competing anytime soon. The reason being is staying sub 15% body fat continuously throughout the year, you know, is pretty dangerous actually. In terms of a health standard, men typically want to be anywhere 13 to 18% body fat, maybe 20 max, to regulate hormones and make sure you're not depleted constantly. Anything under 10 is very, very dangerous to do year round. I'm just trying to have a certain physique for the summer, and I feel like I've kind of reached that point. And we're just going to be kind of maintaining in the meantime for summer. And then once winter hits, that's when the bulk starts, you know. We are ready to hit this push day. No more dilly-dally. We are going to go to the gym, get a little nice pump, all that stuff. And it is currently 4:44 in the morning. And yeah, let's get to it. Alrighty. So what are we hitting at the gym today? We are going to be doing some flat bench press again, just because last week it went so smoothly. I had an amazing workout last week while hitting flat bench, so I figure why not, let's hit some flat bench again today. Feeling pretty strong, feeling pretty great to be hitting some bench. So let's do it. You know, a little bench press today. One thing I wanted to talk about is plateauing. Now, what do you do when you've hit a plateau at the gym? And it happens. It's going to happen. And this could be in regards to anything. This could be losing strength, struggling to put on size, or losing weight, whatever the case may be. What do you do when you hit a plateau? Hitting a plateau does not mean it's the end of the world. It just means you're going to have to try to find a new angle to reach a certain goal again. A plateau is something you can't always avoid. You know, sometimes progress remains stagnant, and that just means you have to push yourself a little bit harder in order to surpass those plateaus. You got to find ways to really change the game and change your perspective on how to approach a certain goal. There's different ways to go about this. If it comes to losing weight, you might have to do a couple extra minutes of cardio on the treadmill or Stairmaster. If it's strength wise, you might have to reduce the amount of sets you're doing to avoid overkill and push for heavier weight despite it being a little uncomfortable for a bit. It's hard to push heavier weight sometimes, especially if it's scary for you or if you're not used to doing it without a spotter or you're not used to pushing heavier weight. And sometimes, unfortunately, genetics play a huge role into certain aspects of your physique, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean you cannot outwork those genetics. It's definitely doable. One of my favorite quotes from Tom Platz is, "I will not be a victim to my genetics. They will be a victim to me." I think that's very inspiring and such a amazing quote. Tom Platz had a lot of good quotes. I will say that. That's actually another thing I wanted to talk about is who are my favorite inspirations or bodybuilders. I have quite a few. Kevin Levrone, Dorian Yates, Tom Platz, Sam Sulik, of course, Ronnie Coleman, Lee Priest, Mike Menser, Jay Cutler as well. How could I forget him? C-Bum. And again, just the mindset that some of these guys have. A lot of them just had this mentality and this attitude of, I will not leave the gym a loser, and I will make sure I accomplish my goals, and I will do everything in my power to reach them. And that to me is inspiring. So we have made it to the gym. I'm not going to lie, it's a little crowded, but it is what it is. We're not going to let that discourage us from getting a good workout. Unfortunately, it's just something out of our control. And that's kind of my philosophy in life in general, in terms of worrying about things or stressing out about stuff. Worry about what you can control. If you can't do anything about the situation and it's out of your control, unfortunately, there's not much else you can do except just let it be, you know? But if you can proactively do something about the situation you're in and you're struggling with it or you're fed up with it, then you'll be all right. If you can actively do something about it, you know? Stop stressing and worrying about things that are out of your control. Sometimes life will throw curveballs at you And that applies to the gym as well. That's what I love about the gym and the gym in general. You can apply a lot of the things you learn in the gym into life and into day-to-day aspects of your life. Having a strong mentality in the gym, having a strong mentality in the gym can help you in life to also have a strong mentality and learn not to give up so easily when things get tough. You can learn a lot about yourself and about your mentality and your willpower at the gym. And at the gym, you can apply that into real life. If you have a strong mentality, if you have the ability to go to the gym and lock in for an hour to push some heavy ass weight and really just de-stress from the world and really push yourself, you can do anything. That's the way I see it. If you can transform your physique and have a strong mentality and willpower to do so, you can accomplish anything. Anything's possible, and the sky's the limit. A lot of bodybuilders live by that as well. Tom Platz is one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time, and he says it himself. Everything I learned about life, I learned in the squat rack. I stand by that. I'm willing to die on that hill. I think that's very, very relatable, and I think that's very, very intuitive. Wise, wise words. Enough of that. It is currently 5:01, and we are going to head inside, film the sets, you know, all that jazz, get some work done, and show the progression at the end, get a good pump, see how well this cut has paid off, and yeah, you know, that'll be that. Alrighty, I'll see y'all afterwards. So that pretty much wraps it up for today. I didn't get a chance to film the outro at the parking lot. My camera was acting up, but we're good now. It was a great workout, a great solid pump. Made some progress as well, hit some PRs, which is great. But for now, I'm going to be running maintenance calories just for a bit and then slowly adjust the caloric intake to see if I progressively overload more throughout the weeks and just put on as much lean mass as possible. I'm not really going to be bulking per se, but more so just slowly entering a mass building phase where I'm just adding more size and trying to build as much muscle mass and lean mass as possible while minimizing that body fat percentage. I have no idea what my body fat percentage is, but I look lean enough to stay at this body fat percentage, and I feel like putting on more mass would be very adequate during the summertime and just keeping that leanness and not looking too puffy or full. Other than that, an amazing workout. We're home already. We're just gonna go inside, get some food in us, shower, change, you know, all that jazz, and get ready for work and get this video ready for you guys to see. Tomorrow's back day. No promises or guarantees on a video, but we'll see if we'll film one. And yeah, overall it was an amazing workout. The gym was a little crowded, but it is what it is, you know. Unfortunately, that's just how life is sometimes, but no complaints here. Great pump, great workout, and glad I could bring you guys along on the journey for this. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some food in me and all that jazz, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Alrighty.